Yeah, bear down, my fellow Bear fan, Bear Nation out there. And you know what's crazy about that win yesterday? A lot of people want to say, well, it's just the Panthers. It's no big deal. They're a bad team, this and that. But all you dudes that was fawning over Justin Fields being traded. Oh, how could they trade Justin? Oh, I'm not a Bear fan anymore. Shut your punk ass up. The same. You want to say, oh, okay, Caleb Williams threw for over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, but it's against the Panthers. Well, if that's the case, why haven't Justin Fields ever been able to do that in his career? His 4-year career, whenever he goes up against bad teams with horrible defense, horrible players as far as the talent perspective. Don't have that much talent, horrible players, horrible teams, horrible defenses, and yet he's never been able to throw for 300 yards. And people want to say that, oh, well, he did it one time since he's been in the NFL. I think that's revisionist history because I'm pretty sure he hasn't. That one game against Washington where he lit it up, hitting DJ Moore, his passing yards in that game was like 285, 86 yards, something like that. So if that's the game that people are talking about, that he still has never thrown for 300 yards in his NFL career. I notice a lot of you Justin Fields fans, you have a lot of revisionist history going on with you. Oh, it's just the Panthers and this and that. And you Tyson butt lickers, I'm talking to y'all too. Because Tyson is buried way deep on a bench now. Because now you're starting to see every game Caleb plays, he gets better. He gets better and better every game. And I don't care if it's just the Carolina Panthers. They get paid to play football too. They get paid to play defense. They get paid to watch film and see what they can do to stop Caleb Williams from doing the things he want to do on the football field. So I don't want to hear that. They are professionals. This is a professional game. So I don't want to hear none of that nonsense. Oh, it's just the Panthers, this and that. Who cares? Against the same Panther team that was horrible last year, the offense only managed to put up 16 points. Barely. We had to come back to win that game because the Bears, if you guys remember, the Bears was losing in the fourth quarter. They had to come back to win that game. Or late in the third quarter, I believe. It was either late in the third quarter or into the fourth quarter. The Bears were losing. The Bears were looking like they were going to lose that game last year. And they ended up coming back to win, putting up 16 points. Again, last year, the team, Carolina, was horrible. But see, last year, we didn't have a real quarterback. We had a running back pretending to be a quarterback. This year, we actually have a quarterback. And you see what happens when he goes up against bad teams. Put up 300 in a blowout. Defense be nice and rested on the sideline. They can go out and do their thing. Shut down Carolina's offense. And Andy Dalton ain't no scrub. He might be a journeyman, but he's capable of putting points on the board. That's one of the reasons they benched Bryce Young, so he could sit and watch Andy Dalton, so he can learn from the sideline. So Andy Dalton is capable of putting up points, so don't give me that, oh, it's just the Panthers. This is the narrative y'all want to spin, because a lot of y'all still butthole hurt over Justin Fields being traded, which was a great idea. I predicted it all along. It was going to happen, and it was the right move. I predicted that. I predicted the Bears would draft Caleb Williams. I predicted Caleb Williams will be a great quarterback for the Chicago Bears. And you're starting to slowly see the wheels turning in his game, in his mind, as he's processing what's going on the football field. From the defensive perspective. Is it man? Is it zone? Are they going to double back and, they're going to show zone and switch to man? Are they going to show man and switch to zone? He's starting to slowly figure that out. How many in the box? Should I check to a run? Should I check to a pass? He's starting to figure that out, so game by game. And my prediction is coming true. And a lot of you people, a lot of you so-called Bears fans out there want to jump on the Jaden Daniels bandwagon. I like Jaden Daniels coming out of the draft. I didn't like him more than Caleb Williams. I thought he got drafted exactly where he should have been drafted. Number 2. He's going to be a good quarterback too. But I would still draft Caleb Williams over Jaden Daniels. And I'm glad that's what the Bears did. And in the future, we're going to be in great shape moving forward in the NFC. Because really, ain't no dominant quarterbacks in the NFC. It's wide open. Caleb Williams' learning curve and the timing and the cohesiveness of learning the speed of the game, he's pretty much learning as he goes. The biggest problem that the Bears have is they still need to put together a real offensive line. You give Caleb Williams the offensive line, yes, we can go to the Super Bowl. We can win the Super Bowl. Not with this bull crap offensive line we got right now. Nah, we need a real offensive line. Because right now we got a bunch of Ryan Poles playing offensive line. And what's his name? Summer Cunningham, he was an offensive lineman too. Average at best. That's the kind of offensive lineman we got right now. That ain't gonna do it. We need some real mashers up front. Guys that can run block and pass block. You can't sacrifice one for the other. When you build your offensive line, you got to have offensive linemen that are great at both. And once you establish that, that's when you'll see the Bears moving forward, storming into the Super Bowl, winning Super Bowls and stuff like that. Because ultimately, that's the goal right there. Not, okay, we're bad, but, the quarterback can run for 60 yards, so that's very entertaining, even though we're losing anyway. Nah, man, fuck all that. Damn that. Oh, it's entertaining even though we're losing. Nah. This is the PTSD that a lot of Bears fans have, that they don't want to admit to themselves that they have. And I too, over the years, have suffered from that. Never having a true franchise quarterback. And if you really think about it, over the last 40 years, the Bears might have had a good offensive line 3 times. Once, when we won the Super Bowl 20. The second one when we lost to Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl. And you know what? Maybe 2 times. 2 times in the last 40 years. Now that I think about it. Because Jay Cutler used to get smacked around too behind a shaky offensive line. So basically the last 30 plus years, the Bears have had good offensive lines twice. And those 2 times the Bears went to the Super Bowl. And they didn't have a franchise quarterback in neither situation. Jim McMahon was okay, but he wasn't no franchise quarterback. He was good enough to execute the game plan based on what the offense wanted to do. But opposing defenses didn't fear Jim McMahon. Opposing teams feared that Bears defense. And what Rex Grossman, opposing teams didn't fear Rex Grossman. They feared the running game, and they feared Devin Hester. See, this time we're in a position that if we put together a good offensive line to protect Caleb Williams, now opposing teams got to fear Caleb Williams, because the Bears organization over the years have always been able to find great defensive players. Good defensive coordinators, good enough to execute a defensive plan. So defense is never in the Bears organizational history, defense has never been a problem. Bears can always find defense. It's the offense that's been the problem. And it starts with the offensive line and the starting quarterback. You get those 2 things right, and you keep doing what you've been doing, finding defensive players, the Bears can be in the category of the upper echelon teams in the NFL right now. The Kansas City Chiefs, the dynasties. The Bears can build a dynasty with the same ideology on defense and take offensive linemen and franchise quarterbacking more seriously. So I say all that to say this: we on the right path. Bear down, and all you Bajan butt lickers, chew on that shit. Like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. Show support to the channel. Hit up the Cash App, $ Cobra Clutch 357. I'm out. Bear down. Nope.